Well, as you know, the 9/11 has been made into a National Day of Service and Remembrance. So each year, as part of the National Service Corporation, we try to promote some sort of project for that day. And we have for several years now worked with the Polk County School Board to provide a service project for the students as a reminder of 9/11. And they do the writing campaign. This is the first year we've written letters to our local first responders. We've written letters to veterans in the past, and those letters were used for distribution to honor flight recipients. So this year we did local first responders to promote a positive interaction with our first responders in the community. So it was a good opportunity for the students to not only to do a project, but to do a project that's close to home. I want to thank you all for coming out today. We know that your time is very valuable, and we appreciate you allowing us this opportunity to thank you for what you do for our communities every day. I am Kathy Drainville. I'm the coordinator for the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program with Polk County. That's RSVP for short. And I'd also like to recognize a few people that are here today. Mr. Steve Chapman is sitting up front here. He is the director for the AmeriCorps Polk Reads program, and Diane Plowden is the director of K-12 writing with the Polk County School Board. And it was our three agencies that worked together to bring this event and this activity to the students of Polk County. I also want to welcome, we have several of our AmeriCorps volunteers here today sitting around, and some of our RSVP volunteers who worked with this project, reading through these letters and bringing everything together to bring here today. And also I'd like to thank Jeannie Burton and Andrina Aguirre and Robert Groover and their team for helping us coordinate this through the Polk County Sheriff's Office to have this gathering for you guys today. So I thank you all for being here to represent. And of course, we especially want to thank our first responders for you and for the first responders that you represent from your station. We thank you very much for coming out today. As you know, earlier this month, we recognized the 15th anniversary of the 9/11 tragedy upon our nation. And we recognize this day each year, not to relive that story, but to remember our fellow Americans and to honor those brave individuals who worked endlessly responding to the needs of others, many of whom sacrificed their very lives. September 11th has been declared a National Day of Service and Remembrance, and it's the culmination of efforts largely by the nonprofit group 9/11, the 9/11 support from the 9/11 community, and several national leading service agencies. This effort was first established the inspiring tradition of engaging in charitable service on 9/11 as an annual and forward-looking tribute to the 9/11 victims, survivors, and those who rose up in service in response to the attacks. In honor of the 9/11 National Day of Service and Remembrance, the Polk County School Board, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program of Polk County, and the AmeriCorps Polk Reads joined together to teach our students the importance of this day of remembrance by engaging them in a letter writing project. Students were provided the opportunity to write letters to our local first responders, fire, law enforcement, and EMS, to honoring them for their service to our communities. The response we got was overwhelming. We received more than 3,600 letters from students all over Polk County from kindergarten through 12th grade. So we've gathered here today to take time to stop and thank the brave men and women who daily serve throughout our communities as law enforcement, firefighters, and EMTs. You place your lives at risk daily to keep our community safe, and we are truly grateful for all that you do. We have for each of you a packet of letters to take back and share with your stations. And these letters should serve as a reminder daily that you are loved and appreciated. Just squeeze in there. Just tight.
Glad you could make it. Try that again.
Do it one more time.
Yeah. Things to his plan, that should be about a third. How are you?
Good, how are you?
And we're very proud to say that we have packets for every single station of first responders in Polk County. The Polk County Sheriff offices, Polk County Fire and Rescue, every fire, every rescue office, every local city PD, and every local city fire department will receive a packet of letters. So every first responder in Polk County will be able to read some of these letters. Three guys and cheers. Now, all of the letters we received were really awesome, and you guys are going to love reading them. Some of them, they've been kindergartners, and you may only figure there's a thank you in there somewhere. But they're awesome letters. But we had one particular letter that we found that was just very moving, and the author of this letter wanted to make sure it made it to its recipient. So I brought that letter with me today to read. And I first want to check, is there a Deputy Dustin Pantalone present? Yeah, this is Dustin Pantalone. Is it true you're also a member of the Army National Guard? And you've been deployed several times throughout the years to different locations, and was just recently on a 3-week training course up at Camp Landing and returned home last Friday. Okay, so you've served not only your community through the Polk County Sheriff's Office, but also our nation as a veteran for many years. So he has given a lot of his time. Well, this letter is addressed, Dear Daddy, but I think the sentiment would be appropriate for all of us. I thank you for your service as a Polk County Sheriff and as a military Army veteran. It's hard not to see you often, but I thank you that you risk your life every day for our state and for our country. I thank you that you made it in time for my birth before the first time you went to war. I love you so much, and thank you that you put your life on the line every day. You might not get this in time because you're in Camp Landing for 3 weeks. I thank you that you choose to serve our country, and for your wife and 3 kids, you choose to protect us and to risk your entire life for us. I love you so much and could not wish for a better daddy than you. I appreciate the silliness you give to me and your kind heart to choose to live your life serving the USA and our family. I salute you, Daddy. And this is signed, Jacqueline Pantalone. We have a special guest with us now today because we wanted to make sure that her letter made it to where she wanted it to make it to. So she's here today to present her letter to the person she wrote it to. And Jacqueline, we thank you for sharing your daddy with all of us. Thank you.
I was very surprised and just very happy. I think it's really awesome. When I was in Afghanistan, I received letters from school children as well, and it's really neat, and we're thankful that the kids think about us.
Right. What we realized this year, as is the 15th year anniversary of 9/11, most of the students were either very young or not even born at that time, and that's a very big impact on our nation and a very big part of our culture and the effects that that incident had. And so it's very important that that students be taught to remember what that day was about, so that they can continue that idea of service and moving forward, not in a way to relive and grieve, but to remember those who were lost and those who were impacted by that event.
Yeah, we had a
great turnout, as you guys saw here today, with all the first responders showing up. And we were privileged as AmeriCorps Polk Reads and the volunteers that we have to be able to read through the over 3,600 letters that the students wrote and be able to present here today. So when the letters came in from the various schools that participated, we had a couple days where we brought all of our volunteers, and we've got 30 volunteers that serve in the schools, tutoring kids kindergarten to third grade that are behind in reading. And our members, we do some service projects throughout the year, this being one of them. And so we came together on a couple different days and read through all the letters that came in. And that was really rewarding. It was great. You know, some of the kids that wrote the letters weren't even born when 9/11 happened. And it was great. Whatever the teachers did in those classrooms, whether they made the kids watch the video or just talk to them about 9/11, it was great to see how the kids kind of, you know, realized what took place on that day and the way that they appreciated the first responders and everything that they did to sacrifice on that day. And so it was great to see the younger generation respect what they've done and what they're continuing to do in our community.